need thee, oh, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. I need you like the ocean needs the water, or it will run dry. I need you like the many stars above need the setting of the sky. I need you like tomorrow needs the hours of today to pass by. Lord, I need you more than ever, so please hear my humble cry. I need thee, oh, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. I need you in the morning, from when evening's rest I wake. I need you to direct my path with every step I take. I need you, Lord, to keep me. I need your mercy and your grace. Yes, I need you more than ever. You promised never to forsake. I need thee, oh, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come, Lord, I come to thee.
I need thee, O Lord, I need thee. Every hour I need thee. Get every God to the head of my life. late Bishop Leonard C. Goins Sr., Mother Rosa Goins, and all that honor is due. I'm coming early. I woke up early this morning with this on my mind, so I figured I'd get up and just do the message early. In Proverbs, the 4th chapter, starting at the first verse. I've just been watching the events that have unfolded in the last week or so, and it just made me think about some things. And I realized we need to get an understanding on a lot, which is one of the main issues that we have in this country right now, really in the world, is not having a good understanding of what's happening around us. Everybody's in their little bubble. Everybody's in their little space, and they don't really see and understand what's happening around them. So in Proverbs, the 4th chapter, starting at the first verse, it says, "Hear, ye children, the instructions of a father, and attend to know understanding. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not my law. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also, and said unto me, Let thine heart retain my words, keep my commandments, and live." 5th verse says, "Get wisdom." Get wisdom. Get understanding. Forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Love her, and she shall keep thee. And this is that verse, the 7th verse, it says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. Those are words to live by. And all thy getting, get understanding. So I watched on the other day, the news showed protesters who were protesting the election, and they were marching in Washington to protest the results of the election. I said it's funny to see how there are so many misunderstandings on both sides that we can't all get together and just get an understanding, and things would be so much easier. But Proverbs says, "In all thy getting, get understanding." As you're moving through life, as you're going forward and you're reaching this goal and everything, or achieving all of the things that you're trying to get, in all thy getting, get an understanding. I said it's funny because I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was saying, well, the election's over, Trump lost, well maybe the Democrats won't be so nasty now like they were, because everyone was walking around saying, "That's not my president, that's not my president." And I replied back saying, well, they said that about Obama. And he's like, "I don't remember that." And I went back and looked it up and pulled up articles from 2008 where people were walking around saying, "That's not my president. I didn't vote for him, so that's not my president." And it seemed like that's like a reciprocal thing, because when I went back and read the article, it said, the one who wrote it said, "This is not my president." So y'all could have picked anybody else, but not Obama. That's not my president. But then he said, "But I'm saying it because that's what they said about George Bush." And then I went back and looked a little further and saw that's what was happening then. And I think it's funny how things just go in this circle and we miss those things. And that's why I say, in all that getting, get and understanding. If we could really sit back and just try to understand each other, we wouldn't have so much division. If we could just take time to get an understanding. Like, because everyone, Black Lives Matter has become this political thing, but that wasn't how it was founded, and that wasn't the purpose. But this, it shifted to something totally different than what it was supposed to be. But that's because of a misunderstanding. So, and there's so many things in life that where we go around and we just don't understand what's happening. Like all the rioting. Most people don't condone the rioting, and it just tears up neighborhoods and everything else. But they said, you hear people say, well, why are they rioting? They just tear up their own areas. They're only doing this and that. But it's, again, it's a full circle. Because I remember being on Lombard Street. At 8th and Lombard, there's a placard. You know those historical placards they put up? There's one at 8th and Lombard for the riots from 1840. There was a parade, African American parade celebrating the emancipation of Jamaica. They were marching, celebrating that. And the Irish, and this is in quotes because this is what the article said, the Irish Catholic mob of people came and started rioting. They broke up the parade. They started looting and tearing up the town. They set fires. They started destroying stuff. It lasted 3 days. The Irish Catholics rioted in that area for 3 days, tearing up stuff. And if it wasn't for they said it was a Catholic priest that intervened to try to calm things down. But everything is just reciprocal. It's like, it's just this one big circle. And if you have something that just keeps going in that circle long enough, it starts to put a groove in, and it starts to wear into the ground or whatever it is, just start to wear into it, and it just keeps going around and around and around. It's funny how we miss things over time. We forget what's gone in the past. And that's what brought me to this. This was why this scripture came to my mind while I was watching all the things unfolding in the last week or so, is if we could all just get an understanding, like the word says, in all thy getting, get an understanding. You see people on opposite sides all the time, fussing and complaining, going back and forth. But if folks would just take the time to get an understanding first. So we see it in the church. We see how people have this one opinion here, then we have people over here who have another opinion. And they just stick to that, and they don't move from that. I said the best analogy is you can see a church grow and flourish, but it grows and flourishes for a certain amount of time. But if the mindset of the leadership in that church stays with the era where it started, you'll start to see it dwindle down, dwindle down, dwindle down. And for most parts, if they stick with the mindset they've had for so long, they start to not be able to reach out to the folks over time. Because with the newer generation, you got to be able to speak to the new generation like the new generation. And sometimes you see things fall off, things that were so great and everything, but because of that mindset. And everything we got to get understanding. Everything we have to start to understand what's going on. Like if you look at 2020 and how 2020 has been just this crazy snowballing, one thing after another. Now the pandemic is starting to ramp back up. Now they're saying this might be a really rough winter. We're getting record numbers of people testing positive for COVID. The hospitals are starting to fill back up. It's starting to get worse. Now they're saying they want the in-person learning in the schools, they want to shut down for a few weeks to try to get a better handle on things before they go back to that, because everything's getting worse again. It's November. 2020 is almost over. But at the rate we're going, 2020 is going to spill over into 2021. But if we just take time to get an understanding, everybody's experience is not the same. But if we just take enough time to get an understanding of why someone feels this way, why is this happening over here, what's going on, if we just take time to get an understanding, and more importantly, if we just take time to get an understanding of what God is trying to say to us. Because we miss that so often. We're always so focused on everything else that we don't take time out to make sure we understand what God is trying to tell us. This is the year that everybody should have been taking time out to meditate, to fast, to pray, talk to God, get an understanding of what it is He's trying to tell each and every one of us. This was the perfect time. Now we got a second wave coming, or however you want to put it, but this is another opportunity for the same thing. This is an opportunity to sit down and get an understanding of where you're supposed to be, where your path is, what you're supposed to be doing. Career-wise, God might be trying to tell you it's time for you to make that change. Some people are getting upset because I can't work with what I've been doing all this time. But you could have been saying right before all this started was, I'm so sick of doing the same thing. I need to make a change. But then the pandemic starts, then you're fussing because you can't work, which might have been the perfect opportunity for you to make that change. It could have been the perfect opportunity. And some of us just sit there wallowing in what's happening. Don't take time out to get an understanding. What you might have been doing might have been detrimental to your health, but you were just pressing forward with it. But this might be that time for you to make that shift, make that change, find out what path you're really supposed to be on. There could be something even better and greater waiting for you, but you don't take the time to figure out what that is. And I said, I sit back and look at the events that have taken fold for me in the last year, and I realized that there's some things that need to change. There's some different paths I need to take. What I had in my head thinking where things were supposed to go isn't where things are going. And I realized this is my time to forge that new way and get an understanding from God of what exactly am I supposed to be doing. I was met with some things this past week that made me I had no choice but to sit back and talk to God to get an understanding of what is it exactly that I'm supposed to be doing. Some of the things I thought that I was supposed to do wasn't really what was set out before me. But the moment I got that, I realized God was trying to tell me to go a different direction. Because I was focused on what I thought I was supposed to be doing. But this scripture came to me, and all thy getting, get an understanding. The scripture said wisdom is the principal thing. Over everything else, we need to get information, get wisdom, get understanding. Because we all have in our heads what it is we think we're supposed to do. And people may come and tell you what it is you're supposed to do, this, that, and then what they see in your life. But in everything, seek God and get an understanding. And with all that's going on right now, it's the perfect time. I said it's funny, I was sitting here thinking the other day, after my operation, and I've been trying to keep my leg elevated because the swelling is so intense at times. And I'm sitting here putting my leg up, and at the same time I'm thinking, oh, man, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. I really need to. And then the Spirit spoke to me and said, no, you shouldn't. You're supposed to be doing exactly what you're doing at this moment. You're supposed to be elevating your leg, resting. I mean, my mind was going from here, there, and the other way. Then I started to get frustrated with myself because I was laying there, elevating my leg, trying to get the swelling down. And I had to catch myself and realize I was doing at that very moment exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I could be working on this song. I could be doing this. Maybe I need to rearrange some stuff over here in the studio. And then I had to, it's like I can't even stand. But I was plotting how I could get up and prop myself up to rearrange this stuff over here. Because I think it'll look better that way and I'll have a better flow. Then I can sit here in my chair and work on these songs. I've got this idea in my head. And I was like, wow. But in all thy getting, get an understanding. Now, I'm not saying procrastinate on things. I'm not saying not do things that you know you can do. But I was sitting here beating myself up for at that very moment not doing anything except for what I was literally supposed to be doing, which was letting my leg rest. And I started laughing because I said, oh my gosh, I can't believe the thoughts that were coming in my head. I was like, that is so crazy. That I was literally getting frustrated with myself for laying there trying to get better. It says for a reason. I said, this is the time when I need to sit and meditate and talk to God. And once the healing process is over, I can get on it. I can write down my list. I can make it plain so that once I'm able to get up and start moving, I can do this. I was thinking about things I need to do at the church. I was thinking about how I can get over there and do this, that, and I had a whole list of stuff. And I'm just sitting there all frustrated. I'm like, Then I realized in due season, that was the time where I was really supposed to just go over the list of things that I know needs to get done. And then when the time comes, I can act on those things. I said, everything's for a reason. I said, the Lord put me in this situation where I just had that operation. The doctor told me 1 month, no weight bearing. Then after the month, it's the boot, and then some weight bearing. And then after a certain period of time, then I go to the soft brace. Everything happens for a reason. I said, it's funny because I got an alert on Facebook of a post I did. It was the day after I found out about the right ankle. And I'm looking at this going, wow, it's been that long. And I was looking at the post of that first scooter I built. And I said, wow, it's been a year. But everything happens for a reason. And my job is to get an understanding of why. Actually, you know what it was? Because this is November. I'm still thinking it's October. I got the post I did the day after the prostate cancer surgery alert last week. Because I had the operation November 4th, 2019. So November 5th, I got a post I put up the day after the operation. So time flies. But everything happens for a reason. But our job is to get that understanding. Then we can move forward in that. I mean, I've seen what God has done in the past year of my life. I've seen how things have made a turn for the better. In the midst of all this craziness, I can see what God's plan has been for me. I see what he's doing. I thought I would have been back to work a long time ago. I was thinking back in January I was going back to work. That hasn't come yet. but I've seen what God has done while I've been down. I have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of what God is doing in my life now. I see how things have changed in the past couple of months. I see what God is doing, and this is what we need to do. And all thy getting, get an understanding. It doesn't mean get frustrated, mad, upset, and depressed. Find out the reasons. In all thy getting, get an understanding. And we'll continue to move forward. And I thank God for what He's shown me in the last few weeks. And He's given me a glimpse into the future of what He has for me to do. And I'm grateful for that. Now, for a lot of people, this could have been something that could have turned me in the other direction. Getting news and things that would frustrate you, get you upset, and so on and so forth. But I'm grateful because I took time out to get an understanding. I don't regret the past year. I don't regret all the things that have happened to me, because I've been able to move forward on things that I wouldn't have been able to do if I was just running around doing my same old, same old. So I just want to leave with you today. The word says, in all thy getting, get an understanding. Wisdom is the principal thing. And that's what we need to be striving for. We got to get an understanding of everything that's happening around us, not just in our little bubble or in our little circle. Because again, when you start making that groove in there, you're getting in that groove and you'll never be able to get that wheel out. Because it's just going to grind and grind, and you'll just be stuck in that little place. And then you don't understand what's happening around you outside of that, because you're stuck in that groove and it's just moving around and around. We got to get an understanding, and we have to broaden our minds. We have to open up our minds to see, to get the wisdom that God has set before us. Pray you got something out of this, and we will see you again on next week. And I pray that you have a
This morning